Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Thanks for stopping by. I'm really excited about today's video. I get to talk about my favorite Disney park. It's actually my favorite place in the whole world, let's just be honest. So we're going to be talking today about the Magic Kingdom Park at Disney World Orlando. And I have already done a video just detailing kind of my own advice and my do's and don'ts for adults because I do not have children and I've never been to Disney with children. So if you're looking for advice with kids, this is not the place to go. But if you're going on your honeymoon to Disney, or you're like me and my husband and you just wanted to take a trip there together, you are in the right place for that. So I will link my other video for you guys down below. I just dealt with a lot of, reservation advice. I reviewed our hotel. I talked about the Magic Bands. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I talked about that. And then I also talked about the app and some of the things that you can do with that. That's really cool. So I will definitely put that in the description box and you guys can totally check that out. So let's go ahead and talk about rides at the Magic Kingdom. I did talk about the FastPass system in the other video. Basically what the FastPass does is just gives you 3 opportunities to ride 3 rides with no wait. And I absolutely love the idea of that. It gives you, more time to experience other things at Disney because you're not waiting in line for every single ride. So I'm just going to recommend actually 4 rides because I couldn't pick 3 for you guys, and you just kind of, do what you want, but this is what I do and what I would recommend that you do. The number 1 ride that I would recommend that you fast pass is the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. Now, this is a roller coaster. It is just kind of a moderate roller coaster. It does not, go upside down or anything like that. It's just a lot of fun, and it takes you both inside and outside on just a little journey with the 7 dwarves from Snow White, and they sing, and it's very classic Disney. The experience is awesome. The scenery is beautiful, and it's a lot of fun, but you will want to fast pass this. I have never seen the line for this below an hour. It is it is crazy. I've seen it up to 3 hours for the standby. So definitely, if that's something that you're wanting to ride, I would definitely recommend that you guys fast pass that as like your number 1 priority. So the second ride that I want to recommend is Peter Pan's Flight. This is definitely not like a thrill ride by any means. You just ride in a little Jolly Roger and you just go through the story of Peter Pan. They, I believe, have recently refurbished it because the graphics and everything as you're going through do seem to be kind of updated. But it's a lot of fun. For me, it's just a classic. But for whatever reason, this is like the busiest ride, I feel like. I have never seen the line for Peter Pan's Flight below 45 minutes. And I've been in peak season and I've been in off season. I mean, it is just crazy, crazy, crazy the crowds that gravitate towards the Peter Pan ride. So I would definitely recommend that you fast pass that if that's something that you're wanting to ride. I really enjoy it. Adults still can enjoy it for sure. And then the last one, I cannot decide between the 2 because they're both so different. So I'm just going to tell you a little bit about them, and then you decide based on what it is you want to do or what time you're going in the year between Splash Mountain and Space Mountain. So if you're going in the dead of the summer in Florida, it's going to feel like 1,000 degrees outside. You're probably going to want to ride a water ride. That's where Splash Mountain would come in. It is definitely a water ride, but it's a lot more than that too. It's a lot of fun, and it takes you through the woods with Brer Rabbit, and I would not recommend getting stuck on it because I've also done that. Shout out to my best friend Cassie for surviving that with me 2 years ago. But the ride itself is a lot of fun, but obviously it's a water ride, so in the middle of the summer the lines are going to get really long, and I would recommend fast passing that, especially if you're wanting to do it like right in the hottest part of the day, like noon to 4ish. If you can get a fast pass for it, then go for it. But if you're not into water rides, or you're there like I was in January when it's like 50 degrees and you're not interested in getting on a water ride, Space Mountain is a roller coaster. I would say that it's probably the most thrilling ride at the Magic Kingdom as far as like intensity goes. It's all inside and it's all in the dark. So if you're claustrophobic or you have, a fear of the dark, I would stay away from it. It's fun. For me, it's not like a must, but my husband really enjoyed it. So the line for it is usually at least 30 minutes, sometimes more depending on what time of day it is or if it's in the peak season or whatever. But if you decided to get a fast pass for Splash Mountain and you're out of fast passes, the queue line for the standby line of Space Mountain is all inside. So if you're wanting to really ride Space Mountain, but you're out of fast passes, you can spend about an hour in air condition in a building before you ride it, if that's something that you wanted to do. So, a couple of other rides that I just wanted to kind of like shout out. Big Thunder Mountain. It's a roller coaster. It's not super intense. It's just a lot of fun. It does have fast pass availability. It's over by Splash Mountain in Frontierland. It's fun. If you guys get a chance to go on it, I would recommend it. And then the Haunted Mansion, for me, is kind of just a staple. My best friend and I have waited in line for about 30 minutes before for it, just because it's so much fun. I absolutely love it, and my husband really enjoyed it too. We rode it like 5 times in the 2 days that we were at the Magic Kingdom on our vacation. So definitely check those out. So let's go ahead and talk about food, my favorite subject. When you are in the Magic Kingdom, you absolutely must try one or both of my 2 favorite treats, the Dole Whip and the Citrus Swirl. So if you're not familiar with either one of these, the Dole Whip and the Citrus Swirl are similar in the fact that they are a fruit-based ice cream, frozen yogurt type treat. So good. It's like soft serve. You can get the Dole Whip and the Citrus Swirl either, just plain, or you can get them swirled with vanilla soft serve. Oh my goodness, you guys. The Dole Whips are available at Aloha Isle, which is in Adventureland right by the Aladdin carpets. And then the Citrus Swirls are available at the Sunshine Tree Terrace, which is also in Adventureland. It's just a little bit farther down. So good. So worth it. My husband and I both got one each of the days that we were there because they're amazing. They're so good. You have to try one. As far as food goes, we obviously are always on a budget. With me being a couponer and stuff, I don't spend a whole lot of money on splurging, for food. But we did eat at several of the restaurants while we were there on our vacation, so I did want to recommend some of those. The first one is in Fantasyland, and it's actually like right behind the castle. It's the Pinocchio Village, and it has quite an array of food. It was mostly like a dinner menu to me. I got a pepperoni flatbread, and it was pretty good. If you sit in a certain area of this restaurant, you actually can watch people loading and unloading on the It's a Small World ride. So that was kind of cool. I did enjoy it. It was a nice restaurant. I don't know if we would necessarily seek it out again, but it was pretty good. Another one is Cosmic Rays, and it is in Tomorrowland. It's actually right at the entrance to Tomorrowland if you come across the bridge from the castle. It is very reasonably priced, and they just have very basic food. It's like, burgers and chicken tenders and chicken sandwiches and things like that. I actually get a pulled pork sandwich there that is excellent, and it tastes really good. Just throwing that out there. I really like it. They also have really nice bathrooms that are there, and there's a charging station for your phone, so you can kind of, take care of everything all in one, and you can see the castle if you sit at a certain spot. So there's lots of seating. It's usually not as busy, so definitely check that one out. Another one that I really want to recommend is the Friar's Nook. It's also in Fantasyland. It's a little farther behind the castle. It is kind of like a lunch menu, I guess. My husband and I actually shared a barbecue chicken macaroni and cheese that was it was heavenly. It did have coleslaw on top. We were not a huge fan of that, but it was gigantic, and we were able to share it for lunch and be totally fine with it. It was really good, so, if you're a fan of mac and cheese, I would definitely try that. Another one is Gaston's Tavern. It's in New Fantasyland. It's farther back beyond the castle wall and over near the Beast or Prince Adam, whatever you want to call him. His castle is over there. And Gaston's is just basically it's just built to life from the movie, from Gaston's Tavern. And they have like cinnamon rolls and, kind of just random things. We got some hot chocolate that was delicious. So check it out if you guys, are looking for just a quick snack or whatever. The last one that I want to talk about is, I don't know if I'm going to pronounce this right, we'll just say Pico Bill's Tall Tale Inn. My husband and I actually stumbled across this when it was raining outside, and we got chicken fajitas that, oh my goodness, you guys, they were so yummy. It came with, obviously, the chicken. It came with black beans and tortillas. We were able to share it. They also have a bar with, like, cheese and sour cream and salsa and, like, all the stuff that you can add to your fajitas just to just make the meal even bigger and better, and it was delicious. I would definitely recommend that you guys check it out. I do believe that they had some steak fajitas too, so if that's something that you're into, definitely. And one more thing I did want to mention, if you're going to the Magic Kingdom in the middle of the summer and it's like 1,000 degrees, you're going to need to stay hydrated. Any counter service restaurant at Disney will give you a free cup of tap water. You just have to ask. And every time that I have done it and asked, they've given it to me, in a cup with a lid and a straw, lots of ice. Like, they're super courteous about it. It's no big deal. So definitely do not let yourself get dehydrated or, pay $4 for a bottle of water every time you get thirsty. It's just not necessary. And Disney will allow you to bring in some snacks as long as, it's just a fair amount. They can't be perishable, obviously. I just took in like protein bars and granola bars, some almonds, just, fruit snacks, whatever, I eat like a 3-year-old. So, just kind of like a snack. You could take trail mix or chips or, just whatever, as long as it, meets the requirements in your backpack and whatnot. So definitely don't think that you have to buy like 3 meals in the park, because you totally don't. We usually only bought one or maybe one meal and a snack, and we were totally fine. So that's a way to save some money and, just kind of keep up with your health. Like, I'm a fitness and health enthusiast, so I didn't want to just completely blow like the entirety of my nutrition just because I was at Disney. Definitely, I would recommend that you guys wear really good walking shoes while you're there. I believe we walked 18 miles both of the days that we were in the Magic Kingdom. It feels like the biggest park to me. Like, I have no idea what, the square mileage of it is or whatever, but to me it feels like the biggest park, and it's where we want to do the most things, so we do the most walking. So definitely dress appropriately, check the weather. I would also recommend that you guys take a cheap poncho in case it rains, because let's face it is Florida. It is going to rain on you if it is the summer, for sure. Don't be like me and my best friend. We actually got caught in the rain and we were unprepared. I paid $9 for a poncho, and I am not proud of that. So definitely take some ponchos with you just in case. That way, you don't have to be the person that's like running from store to store or whatever, and you're, missing out on the Disney experience because of the rain. Just put on your poncho, get along with it, and you're saving a lot of money that way too. I do want to mention at City Hall, I believe is what they call it. It's guest services. It's right inside the entrance to the left. You can go in there and you can actually ask for some free souvenir buttons, like pins. And they say, happy birthday, happy anniversary, I'm celebrating. You can get one for your first visit if you've never been to Disney before, just to kind of, commemorate that day or whatever. They're totally free, and they'll give you like 1 or 2 for each person in your party. So that's a lot of fun, and it's a way to get kind of like a free souvenir if you're not wanting to spend a whole bunch of money just buying something out of the stores or whatever. As far as the parades and the shows go, definitely stay for the nighttime show if you can, or if you are into fireworks and things like that. They do, I believe it's called Celebrate the Magic, where they transform the castle with all kinds of just pictures. Like, they turn it into using like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, technology. They turn the castle into Wreck-It Ralph, like the video game from the movie. They turn it into a spaceship, like Buzz Lightyear. They do scenes from Frozen and Tangled, and it's beautiful. It makes me cry every single time. It's a must for any Disney fan, I feel like. And then the fireworks show is called Wishes, and it's totally cool, totally awesome. The fireworks are just beautiful. You can get the most beautiful pictures. I definitely don't recommend that you use a fast pass for better viewing. You can basically see the fireworks from anywhere in Fantasyland, and you can definitely see really, really well from anywhere around the castle or on Main Street USA. So, just find yourself a little spot. It is going to get kind of congested in there during the time, but, it is what it is. Just be polite to each other, please. I've had a lot of really bad experiences with running into people and people running me over with strollers and such. So please be courteous to each other. Just a little disclaimer that I'm throwing out there. And then as far as the parades go, there's a parade, I believe it's called Festival of Fantasy or something like that. And it's done like in the late afternoon, and it just has a bunch of floats that are, they're set to music, and it's got like Merida, and it's got like Maleficent as a dragon. There's a whole float like for that, and you know Tinkerbell and Peter Pan, and I believe Rapunzel's in it too. And it was really cool. You know, definitely decide if you're going to watch either of the parades before they start, because if you're in the middle of the parade route or you're anywhere on the side of where the parade route is going to be, you are stuck there. The cast members are not going to let you go anywhere. So, you know, if you decide, okay, I'm not going to watch the parade today or whatever, go to Tomorrowland and stay there for like 30 minutes because it's going to be a madhouse. And then the other parade is the electrical parade, which happens at night, and it is gorgeous. It is my favorite. All the floats are just covered in lights, and it's just it's a magical experience at the risk of sounding cheesy. I absolutely love it. I think it's great. So even if you don't see the other parade, I would recommend that you guys check that one out for sure. And then as far as things that I would recommend skipping, it's really hard for me at Magic Kingdom because I just love everything there. But if you're looking for something to skip, I would recommend that you skip Stitch's Great Escape. It's fun, you know, but it's not fantastic. And it's not something that I go back and ride over and over and over again. I've only ridden it once and I haven't gone back since. So, you know, that's just my personal opinion. You guys obviously plan your vacation to fit, you know, you. If you purchase the photo pass, there are so many photo ops at Magic Kingdom that are just gorgeous. And ask your photographer about the Tinkerbell photos because they will actually have you stand there and hold your hands out and they can see, like put Tinkerbell in your picture, and it's so cool. They did it for me and my husband, and I know that they have like different ones that they can do. I know you can kiss a frog, so definitely ask them about that because they'll totally just add that to your photo pass and that doesn't cost you anything extra. So definitely check that out, and you know, just take time to go in the stores and just, you know, soak up the whole experience. If you're going to do character experiences, for us, it wasn't worth a fast pass just because we were not that concerned about the character experiences. But if you're really into meeting the princesses, definitely get a fast pass if you're trying to meet Anna and Elsa, because I've never seen the line for that like less than like an hour in peak season. We only waited like 15 minutes. We actually did go in, me and my husband, to meet Anna and Elsa. And they're in the Princess Fairy Tale Hall along with two, usually, other princesses. It's usually Cinderella and Rapunzel, but I've also met Belle. So it's kind of just dependent on the day, I think, and what Disney has going on. But on your My Disney Experience app, you definitely can find out where all the characters are going to be and what time. And I would recommend if you're going to meet characters like at Castle Wall or the ones that just come out in the middle of the street just for photo ops for like the 15-minute increment times or whatever, I would recommend that you get there kind of early because if you see a cast member at the end of the line, it means that the line is closed for that particular photo op. So definitely, if that's something that is important to you, get there, you know, early. And I think that's all that I'm going to talk about. I can't really think of anything else that I have not mentioned. So I really appreciate you guys sticking around for 18 and a half minutes almost. And if this video was helpful, definitely give it a thumbs up. If you're new, don't forget to subscribe. If you have any questions at all, I would love to talk to you about it. I love talking about Disney. I probably should be like a Disney travel agent, but if you have any questions, definitely leave them in the comments down below and let me know what you thought of this video. And have a great day. I'll see you in my next video.